it builds on the 4 steps that have been described earlier. Firstly, knowing yourself, understanding what you want from your career. This section's supported by some great online tools that are available on our Academy website, and we're soon to make available on the ABC website as well. Really gets you thinking about your career anchors. What are the drivers that define the role for you? It might be you're motivated by money and status. There aren't many of us who aren't. Or you may find that actually job security and work-life balance are the most important anchors for you. And do you know what? That's okay. You pick a career route that's right for you. Stage 2 is about knowing what options are out there. You will have considered lots of options today, but it always strikes me, and I talk a lot to new starters about this, there is this phenomenal opportunity in Tesco. Where else can you work for a supermarket, a logistics company, a property development company, a mobile phone network? In 12 countries internationally, you never actually have to change the name of the company on your CV. I think there's few companies out there that could say that. The Knowing How Tesco Can Support You section describes the responsibilities of Tesco, the responsibilities of your line manager, your personnel manager, and of yourself. I do believe line managers, and I say this to the line managers in the room, that they are so key in supporting with your career. And I've been really fortunate with my line managers, many of which are actually in this room, that they've always supported me on my career. Whether that be providing opportunities, simply by putting my needs ahead of theirs, or simply by giving me feedback. And trust me, there's been a fair amount of feedback in my 10 years in Tesco. And then the final stage is about knowing what to do next. And this guide, having understood the first 3 sections, then helps you to start pulling it together into a plan with the template provided, which you can use in your one-to-one, in your review, in a career discussion, or, failing that, just ask your manager for a cup of coffee, talk through your plan and talk about how Tesco can help. But do remember, kind of telling us, it's only the first step. Each of us is ultimately in charge of our own careers. Hopefully today you've seen the opportunities that are out there, but it does take hard work and commitment. This guide, I have one here, it launches to our business next week. We wanted you to be amongst the first to see it, and you can pick up a copy if you haven't already when you leave today. I hope you find it useful. I hope you find it thought-provoking. Hopefully you'll even find it inspirational, and more importantly, we'd love to kind of hear your feedback about how you have found it. Our email address is on the screen here, and we'd love to hear your stories of how it's inspired you to go on and do bigger and greater things in Tesco. So good luck, I hope you use it, enjoy it, and thanks very much for your time.
So a great description of how you can build your career. So as the event draws to a close, we see our next speaker as a fantastic example of how the ABC network has been used. He is really a representation of that. He's taken control of his career and he's seen the benefits of doing so. And we feel his story is a fit-in conclusion, I guess, to what's been a very amazing night for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lanfia Barrett.
Thank you, Leroy. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lanfia Barrett. I'm 29 years old. I've been married for just over a year now, and my wife and I are blessed with a beautiful daughter. I am currently the deputy manager at Victoria Metro. When I was introduced to my first ABC network event, in February last year actually, I did not know what the event was about, but I decided to attend it out of curiosity. At the time, I was the fresh food manager at Elephant Castle Metro. I worked part-time for Tesco's from 2005 to 2011, while I was still in full-time education. And I was also an option to become a duty manager. At the end of my studies, I was signed off and appointed at Elephant Castle as a grocery manager. At the event last year, I was able to talk to a number of directors during the speed dating session. Being naturally inquisitive, that's not actually dating them. Being naturally inquisitive, I wanted to find out about their journey and how they got to their position. And what really fascinated me was the fact that many of the directors had held similar position to mine, and they were now wearing badges with director on them. Also, I have never been in a room with so many directors in the same room, actually. So I thought the level of support was actually really good. I would like to share with you what one of the directors said to me that evening that really challenged my thinking. We all have to start somewhere, and that somewhere can be on the shop floor, in the warehouse, or on a checkout where I started. We always have to keep an open mind in order to identify our opportunities. And you are the master of your own careers and development, because only you can make a real difference. There were many speakers at the event that evening, but Rachel Thomas's speech, "I Have a Dream," left a lasting impression. It really inspired me to do something about my own careers and also my development. After the event, I reflected on the evening and I felt inspired. I knew then what I wanted to achieve in my career, to be a director one day, and to me, that was crystal clear. So this is what I've achieved during the year after the event, thanks to the sponsors who are supporting my development. I was signed on to senior team and also faced the difficult decision of either opening a new store in Whitechapel as a fresh food manager or taking a deputy manager position that had just come up. At the end, I decided to join Whitechapel team and we delivered a great new store opening. Sorry about that. So when the deputy manager position came up in Victoria, I was offered the position, which was actually really good for me. In October last year, I was asked to attend the Talent Roadshow. I was successful at the assessment and was recommended for the 20-week store managers program. I'm really excited about this program, and I'm working towards becoming a store manager by the end of the year. The ABC network challenged my thinking, and I now know that the sky is the limit. I've gained the confidence to talk about my career aspirations, and I know this will be possible within Tesco's. I have a lot more to learn. I know that, but I'm young, I am keen, and I also have a dream. Tonight, I hope you will leave inspired to start to build your own careers. So please be brave, be bold, and start networking. Take charge of your own careers and development, like I did. Thank you, everyone.
Now I want to start saying, now that's what you're talking about. That's what it's about. Now, but of course, I'll just be professional. So finally, we felt it appropriate just to demonstrate how the network what the network has done to support its community by engaging with local charities such as the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust. This trust raises awareness about leukemia and blood-related disorders by promoting bone marrow, blood, and organ donation. So please welcome to the stage to speak on their behalf, Orrin Lewis.
Thank you for that introduction. I've got a few minutes just to, first of all, say thank you to the ABC Network for allowing the ACLT to be here to represent and to highlight the ever-growing work that we're doing with the network to try and save lives. And I've been sitting at the back making notes about all the key messages in terms of career development, which I totally agree with, but also the same key messages that I need every single person in here to use to try to get Tesco's to help us, to help you, to help your customers, your clients through corporate social responsibility. I've heard things like tonight, release and realize your potential. Be your best. The only hurdle is you. Transparency, support. Know yourself, know what to do. Well, to do is to try and give support to organizations like the ACLT, like what the network is starting to do, and to save lives. And that's what the ACLT does. When we started this journey, myself and Beverly, the co-founders, in fact, our journey started 20 years ago this month when my son, Daniel DeGale, was diagnosed. And the charity started 3 years later because he'd relapsed, his leukemia had come back, his chances had dropped to over 1.25 million because so few donors from his same ethnicity had registered. Bone marrow and organ donation, those two donations especially, are related to the patient and donor being from the same race. We also promote blood donation. Daniel relapsed twice, and somewhere in Detroit, someone listened to a message like I'm giving you right now and joined the American registry and was the winning lottery ticket for Daniel, to allow Daniel to release and realize his potential by passing 12 GCSEs, 3 A-levels, off to London Metropolitan University with a view to being at last year's Olympics. That's what someone can do. And I would have shown you a video, but I'll tell you what's the key to that video I was to show you, which was we did the biggest drive we ever done in 17 years of the charity at the Brixton Tesco's in November 1999. 800 people registered to save my son's life. And Tesco's even brought out biscuits, tea, coffee, chicken, everything to keep those people. That's what can be achieved. And so as I finish in about the next 30 seconds, I just want to highlight Daniel as it only takes one person. Daniel is that person who represents young people, our communities, whether they be black, white, mixed race, oriental, who can be the catalyst to saving lives, to inspiring other people. Daniel has done that. He's inspired people to save lives. He's inspired people to fight ill health. But in the end, Daniel needed something else, and he didn't get that, which is why I'm turning this around, because after nearly 10 years of doing great things in life, I lost my 21-year-old son on the 8th of October, 2008.